Before the championships in Los Angeles? Before the finals run in Miami? Before the answer in Phoenix? There was magic in Orlando. The early 90s Orlando Magic weren't just a basketball team, they were a phenomenon. A team that went from expansion afterthought to championship contender in just 6 years. At the center of it all, a generational duo that changed basketball forever. Shaquille O'Neal and Penny Hardaway. Two superstars who arrived in Orlando through a series of remarkable front office moves, dominated the NBA for a brief but brilliant stretch, and left fans wondering what could have been. This is the story of the Shaq and Penny Magic, the team that almost was. If you're enjoying this breakdown of one of basketball's most exciting eras, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more NBA history deep dives. The Orlando Magic entered the NBA as an expansion franchise in 1989, joining the league alongside the Minnesota Timberwolves. Like most expansion teams, their early years were defined by struggle. In their inaugural 1989-90 season, the Magic finished 18-64 under head coach Matt Guokas. The team featured journeymen like Terry Catledge, Reggie Theus, and Sam Vincent. Solid players, but no one who could transform a franchise. Their second season saw modest improvement to 31-51, and the Magic added promising players like Dennis Scott and Scott Skiles. But the real turning point came in the 1991 NBA Draft Lottery. Despite having just the second worst record in the league, the Magic defied the odds and won the #1 overall pick with just a 1.5% chance. With that pick, the trajectory of the franchise would forever change. When Shaquille O'Neal entered the 1992 NBA Draft, he wasn't just considered a good prospect. He was viewed as a once-in-a-lifetime talent. At 7 feet 1 inch and 300-plus pounds, Shaq had an unprecedented combination of size, strength, and athleticism. At LSU, he averaged 21.6 points, 13.5 rebounds, and 4.6 blocks per game over 3 seasons, showcasing dominance that had NBA scouts salivating. But what made Shaq truly special as a prospect wasn't just his physical gifts. He possessed remarkable footwork for a man his size, soft hands around the rim, and an underrated passing ability. Most importantly, he had charisma in spades, a larger-than-life personality perfect for a franchise desperate for an identity. The Magic selected O'Neal with the first overall pick, and he immediately transformed the team. In his rookie season, Shaq averaged 23.4 points, 13.9 rebounds, and 3.5 blocks per game, winning Rookie of the Year and making his first All-Star team. The Magic improved to 41-41, narrowly missing the playoffs on a tiebreaker with the Indiana Pacers. Orlando had found their cornerstone, but they were about to get unbelievably lucky once again. Lightning struck twice for the Magic in the 1993 NBA Draft Lottery. Despite having just a 1.5% chance at the top pick for the second consecutive year, Orlando defied astronomical odds and won the lottery again. The consensus #1 pick that year was Chris Webber, a dominant power forward from Michigan's Fab Five. But the Magic already had Shaq manning the middle, and they needed a playmaker to complement their young center. Enter Penny Hardaway. As a prospect, Penny was revolutionary. At 6 feet 7 inches, he was a point guard with size who could see over defenses and finish at the rim like a forward. At Memphis State, he displayed elite court vision, smooth ball handling skills, and defensive versatility that drew comparisons to Magic Johnson. In a brilliant strategic move, the Magic drafted Webber #1 overall, then immediately traded him to the Golden State Warriors for the #3 pick, Penny Hardaway, and 3 future first-round picks. Magic general manager Pat Williams had engineered a masterstroke, pairing O'Neal with the perfect backcourt complement while stockpiling future assets. The 1993-94 season gave NBA fans their first glimpse of the Shaq and Penny pairing, and the results were electric. The Magic improved to 50-32, making the playoffs for the first time in franchise history, before falling to the Indiana Pacers in the first round. But it was the 1994-95 season when everything truly came together. The Magic added veteran forward Horace Grant from the Chicago Bulls, giving them championship experience and defensive toughness. Nick Anderson provided reliable scoring from the wing, while Dennis Scott emerged as one of the league's most dangerous three-point shooters. At the center of it all were Shaq and Penny, who developed chemistry that seemed supernatural. O'Neal averaged 29.3 points and 11.4 rebounds, while Hardaway contributed 20.5 points, 7.2 assists, and 4.4 rebounds per game. Their playing styles perfectly complemented each other in ways that revolutionized NBA basketball. Penny orchestrated the offense with surgical precision. His height allowed him to see passing lanes that shorter guards couldn't, while his exceptional ball handling, featuring a devastating crossover and behind-the-back dribble, created separation against any defender. Hardaway's ability to change pace was elite. He could accelerate past defenders in an instant or pull up for a smooth mid-range jumper. What made Penny special was his versatility in the pick and roll. When teams tried to trap him, he could see over defenders and make skip passes to open shooters. When defenses switched, he could attack mismatches or feed Shaq in position. His basketball IQ was extraordinary for such a young player. Shaq, meanwhile, was a physical anomaly unlike anything the league had seen. His combination of raw power and surprising agility made him unguardable in single coverage. O'Neal's drop step was virtually unstoppable, forcing teams to send double and triple teams. Unlike many centers of the era, Shaq was an exceptional passer out of double teams. He developed remarkable chemistry with cutters and spot-up shooters, whipping passes to the perimeter when defenses collapsed. The pick and roll between Penny and Shaq became Orlando's signature weapon. When Hardaway came off a Shaq screen, defenses faced an impossible choice. Stay with Penny and leave Shaq rolling to the basket, or help on Shaq and leave Penny with an open lane or jumper. Their fast break was lethal. Hardaway's ability to grab rebounds and immediately push the pace created transition opportunities, while Shaq's remarkable mobility for his size allowed him to beat opposing centers down the floor for thunderous dunks that demoralized opponents. The spacing of Orlando's offense, with Dennis Scott, Nick Anderson, and later Horace Grant providing outside shooting, created ideal conditions for the Shaq-Penny two-man game to flourish. The Magic finished with a 57-25 record, the best in the Eastern Conference. In the playoffs, they dispatched the Boston Celtics and the Chicago Bulls, including Michael Jordan, who had returned from his baseball hiatus, before defeating the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals. With the both of them at just 23 years old, Shaq and Penny had led an expansion franchise to the NBA Finals in just 6 years. An unprecedented achievement. The 1995 NBA Finals matched the young Magic against the experienced Houston Rockets, led by Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler. The series exposed the Magic's youth and inexperience. In Game 1, Nick Anderson infamously missed 4 consecutive free throws in the closing seconds that would have sealed the victory. The Rockets capitalized, with Kenny Smith hitting a three-pointer to force overtime before Houston eventually won. That heartbreaking loss seemed to crush the Magic's spirit. The Rockets went on to sweep the series 4-0, with Olajuwon outplaying O'Neal and giving the young center a masterclass in post-play. Despite the disappointing finish, the future seemed blindingly bright for Orlando. With their 2 young superstars just entering their prime, many predicted multiple championships in the years to come. The 1995-96 season saw continued excellence as the Magic won 60 games. However, they ran into the 72-win Chicago Bulls in the Eastern Conference Finals and fell in 4 games. Still, there was no reason to panic. The Bulls were a historic team and the Magic's core remained intact and improving. But behind the scenes, the first fractures in the foundation were beginning to form. The summer of 1996 brought the decision that would forever alter NBA history. Shaquille O'Neal became a free agent, and tensions had been building between him and the Orlando organization. O'Neal felt underappreciated by local media and fans. He was frustrated by Magic management's reluctance to offer him a maximum contract immediately. And the allure of Los Angeles, with its entertainment opportunities and the Lakers' storied history, proved too powerful to resist. When the Lakers offered Shaq a 7-year, $121 million contract, he accepted. Just like that, the Magic's franchise cornerstone was gone. The Magic attempted to recover by signing veterans like Horace Grant to new deals and bringing in free agents like Derek Strong, but the team was never the same. Penny Hardaway tried valiantly to carry the franchise, averaging 20.5 points, 5.6 assists, and 4.5 rebounds in the 1996-97 season. The Magic still managed to win 45 games and reach the playoffs, but they were eliminated in the first round. Then came the injuries. Hardaway's knees began to betray him, limiting him to just 59 games in 1997-98. His explosive first step, once his signature weapon, was diminished. By 1999, the relationship between Hardaway and head coach Chuck Daly had deteriorated. Penny was traded to the Phoenix Suns, officially ending the most promising era in Magic history. Just how dominant could the Shaq and Penny Magic have been? Consider this. When the duo split, O'Neal was just 24 years old. Hardaway was 25. Both were nowhere near their primes. Shaq would go on to win 4 NBA championships, 3 with the Lakers alongside Kobe Bryant, and 1 with the Miami Heat alongside Dwayne Wade. He would be named NBA MVP in 2000 and Finals MVP 3 times. Penny's career took a more tragic turn, as injuries robbed him of the explosiveness that made him special. Still, he remained an effective player for years, showcasing his basketball IQ and skill, even as his athleticism declined. Had they stayed together in Orlando, surrounded by shooters like Dennis Scott and defensive stalwarts like Horace Grant, it's not hard to imagine the Magic winning multiple championships, perhaps even challenging the Bulls dynasty of the 1990s. The Shaq and Penny Magic represent one of basketball's greatest what-ifs, a team that showed so much promise only to disintegrate before reaching their full potential. Their story is a reminder of how fragile championship windows can be in the NBA, how egos, injuries, and business decisions can derail even the most promising dynasties. But for those lucky enough to witness the magic of Shaq and Penny in those few brilliant seasons, watching a 7'1" force of nature throw down thunderous dunks, while his 6'7" running mate glided through defenses with effortless grace, the memories remain indelible. They may not have delivered on their championship potential, but for a brief, magical moment in NBA history, Shaq and Penny showed us a glimpse of basketball perfection. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, don't forget to like this video, comment with your favorite Shaq or Penny moment, and subscribe for more NBA history. Until next time, keep the basketball memories alive.